At this very moment, you hold the power to transform your life's greatest challenges into your most profound victories. But how, you might ask? Think about the last time you faced a situation that tested your patience or shook your confidence. How did you respond? Were you a prisoner to your immediate reactions, letting words spill out that you later regretted? Or did you choose a response that reflected your deeper values? For most of us, that first path is the default. We live our lives often guided by immediate emotional impulses. But what if you could break free? What if you could choose a deliberate, wise, and calm response? An ancient philosophy provides a powerful framework to do just that. Today, we dive deep into the heart of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has empowered individuals to thrive in adversity and find serenity amidst chaos for centuries. This isn't just about controlling your temper or keeping your cool. It's about cultivating a deep-seated sense of awareness, a grounding in the present moment that allows you to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and intention. The Stoics, those venerable sages of ancient Greece and Rome, believed that while we might not control the events that happen to us, we do have control over how we interpret and respond to these events. This is where Stoicism shines, guiding us to respond to life's challenges with courage and equanimity. It teaches us to focus on what's within our control, encouraging a detachment from external circumstances and an anchoring in our own reason and choices. The core of this philosophy is the distinction between reacting and responding. Reacting is the default human behavior, an impulsive short circuit driven by the immediate surge of emotions from our primitive brain, the limbic system. A perceived insult leads to an immediate defense. A frustrating delay leads to an immediate surge of anger. There is no space, no thought, no choice. Responding, on the other hand, is a function of the higher mind, the prefrontal cortex. It is the conscious, deliberate act of creating a middle space between what happens to us, the stimulus, and what we do about it. In that reflective pause lies our power and our freedom. Today, we'll explore 7 crucial Stoic rules to help you develop this responsive mindset. This is not a list of life hacks. This is a blueprint for building an invincible mind. Section 1. The first rule: master the pause. Firstly, let's delve into the first and most fundamental rule: master the pause. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius often spoke of the space between stimulus and response, the space where we have the power to choose our actions. He understood that events themselves are not what disturb us, but our judgments about those events. Imagine you're in traffic and someone cuts you off. The stimulus is the car swerving. The immediate, untrained reaction is a surge of adrenaline and anger. This reaction, though natural, is seldom in our best interest in the long run. Now, imagine the same scenario, but this time you apply the first rule. The car cuts you off. You feel that initial flash of anger, but instead of letting it take over, you deliberately insert a gap. You take one deep breath. In that single second of conscious stillness, you create a space. In this space, you can consult your inner Stoic. You can ask, am I in any real danger? Will getting angry improve this situation? Is it worth sacrificing my peace for this moment? This reflective pause allows your rational mind to catch up with your emotional impulse. You are no longer on autopilot. You are in the driver's seat of your own mind. You might acknowledge the other driver's action was reckless, but you choose not to let it dictate your inner state. Seneca, another great Stoic, advised that the greatest remedy for anger is delay. When you feel a powerful emotion rising, your first duty is to do nothing. Just pause, breathe. This practice, repeated over and over, rewires your brain. Each time you successfully insert a pause, you weaken the old reactive neural pathways and strengthen the new, responsive ones. At first, it feels difficult, but with consistent practice, the pause becomes your new default, the moat around your mental fortress. Section 2. The second rule: the dichotomy of control. Another pivotal strategy is understanding the dichotomy of control. The philosopher Epictetus put it with perfect clarity. Some things are up to us, and some things are not up to us. This simple statement is a surgical tool for the soul, allowing you to cut away the anxiety and frustration that come from worrying about things you cannot change. Reactivity is almost always a result of fighting against what is not in our control. What is outside of our control? The weather, the economy, how other people behave, their opinions of you, your past, and the simple fact of sickness and death. To spend energy trying to force these things to your will is to be enslaved by externals. So what then is within our control? Epictetus is again crystal clear. Our own judgments, our impulses, our desires and aversions, in a word, our own actions and our own will. Your response to a criticism is in your control. The criticism itself is not. Let's apply this to a modern example. You are passed over for a promotion. The reactive mind is flooded with emotion. This is unfair. My boss hates me. This is a reaction to things you cannot control. The responsive, Stoic trained mind would first apply the dichotomy of control. The decision itself is not up to me. What is up to me? My judgment about this event and my next actions. Instead of despair, you respond with intention. You can analyze your performance objectively and ask, what can I learn from this? You can choose to maintain your professionalism. You can schedule a respectful meeting to ask for feedback. You see the shift? You move from being a victim of circumstance to an agent of your own life. This is not about passivity. It's about strategic living, conserving your power for the only battlefield where you can guarantee victory, the battlefield of your own mind. Section 3. The third rule. The obstacle is the way. The third rule is a powerful reframe. The principle that the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Marcus Aurelius articulated this beautifully. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The untrained mind sees an obstacle and reacts with frustration or defeat. A difficult project or a financial setback is seen as a roadblock. The Stoic mind sees the same obstacle and understands that this challenge is the very material we have been given to practice virtue and build character. The challenge is not in the way, it is the way. Think of a blacksmith forging a sword. The fire, the hammer, the resistance of the steel. Without these obstacles, the iron would never become a blade. In the same way, the Stoics teach us to view life's difficulties as the fire and hammer that forge our souls. A difficult coworker is an opportunity to practice patience. A financial loss is an opportunity to practice resilience. This is a profound shift in perception. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, how can I use this? What virtue does this moment call for? This reframe is not about pretending that painful things aren't painful. The pain is real. The Stoics were realists. But they understood that while we don't control what happens, we control the story we tell ourselves about it. When you encounter an obstacle, pause, acknowledge the frustration, then, consciously, apply this rule. Say to yourself, this is a training ground. This is an opportunity. By doing this, you perform a kind of mental alchemy, turning the lead of a negative event into the gold of wisdom and character. Section 4. The fourth rule. The view from above. The fourth rule is a powerful Stoic visualization exercise known as the view from above. It is a technique for creating psychological distance and shrinking our problems down to their proper size. Our natural tendency is to be completely immersed in our own lives, where our worries and fears fill our entire field of vision. The view from above is the antidote. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, practiced this to keep his ego in check. He wrote, "Think of the whole of existence, of which you are the tiniest part, and of the whole of time, of which you have been assigned a brief and fleeting moment." Here is how you practice it. Sit quietly. Imagine yourself from above. See the room, the building, the city. Keep zooming out. See your country, the continent, then the entire earth, a beautiful blue marble spinning in the vast, silent darkness of space. Zoom out further, past our solar system, into the swirling arms of the Milky Way galaxy, among countless other galaxies in the observable universe. Now, from this cosmic perspective, try to find your problem, that insulting comment, that anxiety about next week. From this vantage point, they have all but vanished. Then, do the same with time. Think of the 13.8 billion years that have passed. Think of your own lifespan, a mere 80 or 90 years, if you are fortunate. It is a heartbeat. That failure that feels so permanent, that grudge you are holding so tightly, what are they in the grand sweep of time? They are nothing. The point of this exercise is not to make you feel insignificant. The point is to liberate you from the tyranny of your ego. It puts your reactive emotions into their proper context, revealing them to be a fleeting and disproportionate response. When you feel caught in the drama of the moment, take a minute to zoom out. Section 5. The fifth rule, premeditatio malorum. The fifth Stoic rule is premeditatio malorum, which translates to the premeditation of evils. While our culture is obsessed with positive thinking, the Stoics understood that true resilience comes not from hoping for the best, but from preparing for the worst. This is not about pessimistic worrying. Worrying is a reactive, emotional state. Premeditatio malorum is a deliberate, rational exercise. It's an emotional fire drill. You run it so that if a fire ever occurs, you will know what to do and won't panic. Here is how you can apply this rule. Take time to calmly and rationally contemplate things that could go wrong. What if you lost your job? What if a relationship ended? As you contemplate these, ask yourself 3 questions. First, how could I prepare for this now? For job loss, this might mean building an emergency fund or updating your skills. You turn abstract fear into practical action. Second, how would I endure this if it happened? Walk through it mentally. What resources would you call upon? What inner strengths would you need? By mentally rehearsing, you are preloading a calm, rational response. Third, how can this contemplation help me appreciate what I have right now? Thinking about losing your health can make you profoundly grateful for the ability to walk without pain today. Contemplating your own mortality, a practice called memento mori, is the ultimate tool for perspective, urging you to stop wasting precious time on trivialities. Premeditatio malorum strips future misfortunes of their greatest weapon, surprise. A blow that we have anticipated and rehearsed for may still hurt, but it will not break us. We can respond with the fortitude we have already cultivated. We have covered a lot of ground, and the journey from reaction to response is transformative. It's an ongoing process of continual learning and growth. If these ideas resonate with you, I invite you to continue your exploration. Help us spread this ancient wisdom by sharing this video with someone who is struggling with anger, anxiety, or reactivity. It could be the tool they need to begin their own transformation. Finally, I invite you to reflect. In the comments below, share a recent experience where you successfully chose to respond instead of react. Reading and sharing these stories builds a community of modern practitioners, all learning and growing together on this path. We have journeyed through the core principles of the Stoic art of responding, not reacting. We began by mastering the pause. We learned to apply the dichotomy of control. We reframed adversity with the idea that the obstacle is the way. And we practiced the view from above and premeditatio malorum to build resilience. The thread that connects all these rules is this: you cannot control the chaotic current of the external world. Reacting is being tossed about by this current. Responding is building a rudder. It is acknowledging the current, but steering your own vessel with purpose and intention. The power to do this is found within, in the training of your mind. This is the promise of Stoicism. Not a life free from problems, but the development of an inner citadel, a mental fortress so strong that no external chaos can breach its walls. A place of calm, of reason, and of profound freedom. Building this fortress takes time and consistent, daily effort. Every time you choose a response over a reaction, you add another stone to its walls. So begin today. The next time you feel that hot surge of emotion, that familiar pull to react, stop, breathe, find that space. And in that space, choose wisdom, choose tranquility, choose freedom, choose to respond.